Well, every year, more than 300 million tons of material passes through Indiana on railways. 42 railroads run on about 4,000 miles of track in Indiana.
In part one of a special series, News 18's Krista Henry shared the stories of two families who've lost loved ones in railroad-related crashes. Tonight, in part two of Risky Railroads, Krista looks into what's being done to make the railway safer and talks to a conductor who's been involved in several fatal crashes.
They look at you, you look at them, and then it's over within seconds.
It's a train conductor's worst nightmare. Seeing a car in their path and not being able to do anything about it.
We don't have control over being able to stop or swerve. It's going to take us approximately a mile to stop. It's kind of like a car driving over a soda can. It smashes that soda can, and that's pretty much what the train does with the car.
The conductor we talked to for this story asked to remain anonymous because of pending litigation. He's been involved in 4 fatal crashes. He says all of them were unavoidable.
The first one, the kid slid on ice and went right in front of us. And then the second one, she looked like she was going to stop and just kept rolling. The third one, he ran behind the train that cleared, and then we were coming on the other main. It eats at you because you feel you're kind of the last person that saw that individual before the accident.
According to the Indiana Department of Transportation, there are nearly 8,000 railroad crossings in Indiana. Nearly 6,000 of those crossings intersect with public roads. The rest are considered private crossings and are located on private properties like farm fields. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, Tippecanoe County alone has 170 crossings. In the past 10 years, more than 60 accidents have occurred on the tracks in Tippecanoe County. Of the nearly 6,000 public crossings in the state, 30% have flashing lights and gates. About 23% have flashing lights only. The remaining 48% have stop signs plus crossbucks only, or just a simple sign. But who decides which safety feature goes at which crossing? According to Debbie Calder at INDOT, she says they evaluate the crossings every year and then make those decisions based off certain characteristics.
The amount of vehicle and train traffic at that crossing, the speed of the trains and the speed of the traffic, the crash history at that location.
Calder says they then make upgrades with federal funds through the Highway Rail Crossings Program, commonly known as Section 130. About $7 million is distributed to upgrade 20 to 25 crossings every year in the state.
That goes to upgrade the most hazardous public highway crossings, which are identified with federal highway assistance.
Once upgrades are made, Calder says railroad companies assume responsibility for maintaining the tracks. But even with safety precautions in place, the conductor we spoke to says he often sees people in a hurry and disregard the measures altogether.
It's the day and age where we're all worried about where we're going and how fast we got to get there.
Take a look at this video taken in Tippecanoe County that a viewer sent us. The crossbucks are down and lights are flashing, yet 12 cars go through this intersection. According to Indiana law, drivers are required to remain stopped until the train passes. In instances like this, where we were told there was a malfunction, the law still requires drivers to find a different route or remain stopped until they're directed by emergency personnel.
Take your time, because it's 2 minutes or your life, or it's not going to be a life at all.
Last year, there were 122 railroad-related crashes in Indiana. 9 of them were fatal.